Hello and welcome to the Revolt Endurance Championship.
So we're so excited we want to give you the experience twice. So
So, let's be looking at Kila at the start, who will be reversing for a better acceleration, and quite a few other players as well. And they will be the first ones possibly to have lap times. Nick already messing up the booster though, like we've said, it's a critical section of the track.
so we're gonna maybe see some havoc there, depending on how people take that line to it as well.
Yeah, Fam so far in the lead with a 41.5. Someone waited for quite a bit. That might be a good idea to not get held up. And in fact, G will be crashing ahead of them, which will be causing some issues. Favorite jumping to 5th on the leaderboard. Yeah, Fam not improving. Favorite improving just a bit, I think. But I don't know if he gained any spots. Kila jumping up to 2nd. Lampard improving as well, but not overtaking him. So Kila looking good. Nick down in 8th. Ganesh improved to 5th in the meantime. Frost crashing again, and he has less and less time.
Um, you can also just say I love how you have that picture-in-picture setup. You got it right on the bumper.
GeForce with a 41.6. So
Ooh.
he's gonna be in 2nd provisionally, very close to Fam. And he has 2 more laps to complete, obviously. But there, power rate improving to a 42.1. I think he's had a very similar lap before that too, though. Frost will be completing his lap. Can he improve? He runs a bit too tight on that final turn, but he does make a better lap, overtaking... Did he overtake Ganesh? No, I don't think he made any improvements, and the time is out.
Kalen looks like he was lagging when I went to him. I don't know if you've been inspecting that at all, but I do see teleportation.
Fam crashing, G crashing, they both crash, they are getting out of the way. Power rate will be the next one. Power rate not improving, definitely. Can Sting improve? Maybe. Yeah, 41.9. Not bad, but he's not gonna be gaining much. Frost, let's have a look at Frost. Kieran almost getting into his way. That's not lag, that's just unawareness. Ganesh improving, Nick improving, Kila in 2nd. Kila starting 2nd as we stand, and no one else is coming. Okay, so they are lining up that. I wasn't
That makes
sure
sense.
because
That
I
makes
didn't
sense.
pay attention to the chat much, but
Yeah.
I guess Frost was in communication, who is the co-organizer. And they are good to go, so we are racing. And Fam is leading Kila down to the casino, to the inside of the casino. They will be heading to the cart, which Kila expressed hatred for in the chat, but he will be surviving it. And he's not that far behind. On the other hand, Lampard is already 10 meters off. I think he had a not great reaction at the start.
Right.
So it's Fam, Kila, Lampard, Frost, and there's quite a few double-digit numbers in the back of the field. Oh, and Frost is already up to 4th actually. So he'll be chasing down Lampard soon if he has the pace for that. But that might take a bit of time still.
Right. Famous early lead, of course, reaching those double digits for now. Kilobar's a bit wide on the jump, and that is going to lead Lampert being very close on Kilobars.
Okay. Oh, G with an overtake behind them. And Kila keeping 2nd for now. I'm gonna be pulling up the other feed. Yeah, there we see G, who is up to 4th now, actually. Lampard has crashed out.
Yeah. In the
while I
bank,
was
the bank vault. Yeah.
He needed the money, but couldn't find any prizes for this tournament. So he instead dived into the casino's pool. But Frost is up to 3rd with that. But it doesn't seem like he has the pace for it at the moment. In fact, G is chasing him down.
He really is. We got Stingox pretty close behind as well. Lampert making somewhat of a recovery is sitting in sixth, 20 meters away from Sting, but it's respectable considering how big of a mistake that was.
Yeah, but I will also say that I think Lampard was in 6 after that, and now he had another crash because Nick is 30 meters ahead of him. So Lampard definitely struggling. G keeping up with Frost. So it does seem like this could be a track where Fam is strong, but I don't want to be jinxing him, that's for sure. So let's wait and see how this is playing out. But Frost is struggling a bit with pace at the moment. G behind him has the best lap so far. And Frost crashes.
Right. Yeah, that's going to be. I don't know if it was a mistake on his end. I guess it was, but is going to be challenging Sting at this point for fourth.
As we see Frost actually catching back up to Sting soon on the live timing and now on the camera as well. So that's a battle that's unfolding, and Frost really wants to get rid of Sting from ahead of him because he could be caught off guard here, and any mistake by Sting could be causing him troubles as well. And also, if Sting is slower, then Frost will just be losing time compared to Fam and G, who is running fairly strong. Frost going for the move down the U-turn, and he's gonna be able to pull it off. It was a multi-turn move, but he managed to get 4th place.
And Sting, a huge wreck. Wow, he's going to be falling back 75 meters in 5th now. This previously was a track that came up very often in the track pool. I think it was one of the tracks when we raced the same tracks every day. G sliding off while we talk about him. But yeah, I would say that this is a strong track for G-Force, but the thing is, I don't think it's in the newest track pool.
Oh, but he's almost sliding off to the right there. And in the meantime, we have Lampard attacking Stingogs for 4th. 5th, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And while we're watching that on the stream, I just want to mention that Kilobaris is keeping Famous in check. He's the sole person keeping Famous in check at this point in the race. It's not a position you want to be in if you're anyone but Famous in this race right now. But Kilobaris doing his best. He does veer off a little bit of a caster curse straight from the boost into the wall. Frostbitten passing him up, but oh my, he's got 60 meters of work to do if he wants to catch Famous.
Yeah, he's now up to 2nd though, so Fam does know the situation. That's possibly good news for him. And Frost sees the gap, which might be a bit scary, but he knows that that's 2 crashes if all goes wrong. And Kila and G are really close for 3rd because of the mistakes Kila has made. And G actually up on the podium, which I think would be his best position of this season.
Right. He's been underperforming a bit in the RVEC. He has gotten a new job, been working a lot, and not been able to make the RVA Revo America sessions as much. Kilobar is trying to take that overtake. Not quite going to happen. Actually, it will in the end. G has to go wide, and Frost seems to have wrecked because Kilobar is extremely close by. Almost 100-meter gap between 1st and 2nd has emerged.
Yeah, and it's now a 3-way fight for 2nd, so the gaps might have spread out a bit at the beginning, but now they are getting back together. And we also have some other single-digit fights, namely Lampard and Sting. I say that G has a crash though, but yeah, we do have Nick. Nick is not even close to Sting and Lampard, so let's be looking at Sting, who is attacking Lampard on the bottom right of your screen, and will be overtaking him to take away 4th and take the best lap.
Wow. Okay, let's go Sting. So you got the 2nd and 3rd place battle on the main screen, and then you've got Sting or is it G and Lampert, and then you've also got a battle for 7th. Nick, Ganesh, and One battling it out as well, just now passing the cards.
There was actually a quite big crash between G and Sting. I don't know what happened to G. He must have lost his consistency to be caught up like that. And Frost also had a crash. So now Kila is up to second. You're looking at Lampard on the bottom right, but we should be looking at G instead, who had a crash with Sting on the cards area. I think they took each other out basically. And also, in the meantime, Ganesh had a best lap of the race with the 41.619.
Yo, Ganesh out here putting in work.
The closest fight is G versus Lampard at the moment. G really chasing Lampard here, but can he find an overtake? It could be harder, especially when you account for his ping.
Right.
And we have a 4-way fight near the back as well. It's Zyno, who has just crashed as I switched to him on the bottom right, but we have Tova, Pavarit, Lopeska and Zyno for 10s, 11s, 12s and 13s. And Lampard with a crash in the meantime, but I think... Yeah, Lampard gives up force to G. He's now up in force, but they are crashing all the time, and now G does that, and Lampard is back ahead, but Sting catches up again as well, so... It's a 3-way fight, and G puts it on the inside. Not gonna work out. G has a better exit.
Yeah, pressure being applied here in that battle for 4th place. We've also got a close one for 2nd, 3rd, Kilobaris and Frost. This is the same situation that we saw a couple laps ago. And we saw a wreck from Kilobaris on the boost, but not...
Yeah, the closest is still the battle between Lampard, G and Sting. Sting having a way better U-turn, and he's gonna push G out of the way, even if it didn't seem like that. G has the highest ping of all the players.
Gonna be unfortunate for him. He does recover somewhat, and Frost is wrecked after the roulette jump. So that it gives Kilobaris 2nd place right back to him. He does do a little tap on the vent, which gets Frost right back in there, very close behind Kilobaris. And this story is going to continue unfolding.
Yeah, and G had a crash as well. He was fighting with Sting, so I wonder if Sting did push him out of the way a bit there. But he definitely crashed on the exit of the roulette in the end, so it might just be a mistake of his own. Frost and Kira going into the booster really close to each other. They both make it. Can Frost go for an overtake in the U-turn? Oh, even before that, on the roulette. But Kila could be the one dive bombing now into the U-turn. If it tries that, he's gonna hit the inside wall though. And it's not gonna work out well for him. Everyone is really closely packed together. All the way down to Nikon, I'd say. Who is behind One at the moment.
Frost wreck.
One, oh, Lampard crashes as well. So that's 2 big crashes in this pack we were talking about. And G could be hunting down Lampard because of this. So I wanted to talk a bit about One, who hasn't raced competitively much in quite a while. But this is his first endurance this season. And as we see, G is sliding out on the main screen. So the gap between him and Lampard increased. Oh, and G having another crash. That's gonna go horribly for him. So, in fact, Ganesh and One will be the ones joining into this fight. But we have a fight for third as well. Because Sting has overtook Frost. And One and Ganesh both go by G in the meantime on the bottom right. And Ganesh has the inside over One. Can they make it side by side? They somehow survive, but G goes back ahead. Let's be switching to that on the main screen, in fact, and go back to the top 3 fight on the bottom right, because One has the inside line now on Ganesh, and they are still really close. He somehow survived the cards, but Ganesh is really right next to him.
Right.
And now it seems like One got rid of him for a while, but G got away a bit. So he must be thankful for those shenanigans between the two of them. And One will be crashing and flipping on the exit of the roulette. And Ganesh is now back on him. They are fighting again. One, who, like I've said, hasn't raced competitively in a while, and I'm not sure how seriously he's taking this, maybe just racing for the fun. But he is doing quite well, considering that Nick does the best lap of the race in the meantime. That gives him 6 points if he manages to hold on to that. But there's still 2/3 of the way to go, and One with a crash here.
As far as the points go, Frost is going to get a quick pass there while I'm talking about it. Sting wrecking off into looked like the guardrail. Frost has a Sting veering off into those gold coins. Oh my goodness, I can't even get a sentence out. It is going to be Lampert now in fourth, sitting quite comfortably, and Frost in third, time and time again, and he's doing so quite adeptly. It might net him a second place.
Oh, G has a crash, and I think Kila also crashed, but Frost maybe crashed into him. I'm not quite sure, but Frost got closer for a bit there during the roulette section, and then something happened.
If he's able to lock it down, but Frost has been a constant annoyance in this race, and I have a funny feeling that he'll continue to be that. So it's going to be up to Kilobars to race a perfect race here.
But we have another single-digit fight other than Sting and G now. Nick and Ganesh, those players have been crashing quite a bit as well and changing places based on that. So Nick is the one attacking Ganesh this time around, and I think that's more likely to have an overtake soon. So let's be taking a look at that on the big screen.
And Nick has been incredibly quiet in this race. Often a podium contender, currently sitting in ninth. He's got a lot of work to do.
Never mind what I said, because G is up to fifth. But we'll not be taking a look at that yet, because Nick is still attacking Ganesh. And also, One went by Sting, so Sting made a huge mistake. Losing 2 positions, and One is up to 6, only 30 meters behind G.
Again, shout out to One. Pristine driving.
And Nick on the back of Ganesh. Can he make a move though? Not gonna find it just yet, at least. The roulette could be an opportunity, and he's on the inside here, but the U-turn is going left here. He is ahead though. So Nick is up to 8.
Is it just me, or has Famous really not been pulling too far away from where he is from his previous?
No, the gap has been constant between the leaders. And except for Frost and Kila, who have been exchanging, but it's also a bit of ping pong between the two of them.
Yeah.
And now Frost is back to 10 meters, but they are crashing one at a time, it feels.
One approaching G for 5th. His first race back. He wants a 5th place finish. Are you serious?
And also, it definitely gets increased when Famous is in the top speed booster section. Yeah, someone is definitely lacking a bit, but Kila with a crash! So Frost takes second place away, and that's 20 meters between them. Frost is not safe, but Kila will have to fight back now somehow.
Yeah, he's got his work cut out for him. And a familiar story is going to be Frosted Famous occupying that first and second. We'll see if the story is rewritten by the end of it. But also, the gap is not huge from third to fourth. So Kilobars might want to just be happy with third for the moment. Frost wrecking on the roulette jump. I feel like a broken record at this point. It seems to be the key spot that he's wrecking on, although some other uncharacteristic wrecks as well. Maybe feeling a bit of nerves. Feeling like this first place is potentially slipping out of his hands further and further. He's got a lot of work to do to catch back up.
And if you look at the best laps, neither Fam nor Frost are in the top 5. Both of them are barely out of it. Frost isn't seen on the bottom left, because of the fact that, he will be going by Kila here with a very inside line, and he will be making the booster still happen, so that's a really nice move. But Kila will be attacking back on the roulette, and he hasn't quite passed him, but he's looking for an overtake still, and he takes it. He is back up to second, but Frost is right on the back of him, so this fight isn't over. Fam runs a personal best, that's still not in the top 5, so they wouldn't be getting any points for that. And that would be really hurtful to Frost as we stand, because he would only be getting 16 points for his current position. He again has a better line here than Kila, so he is taking second. There aren't any other big fights at the moment, so let's be looking at the possible points gain from this race. Fam would gain 25, Frost 20. Oh, Tova will be lap traffic soon, so Fam would be exchanging one of his bad results. Frost 20 is not too bad, but if he gets passed by Kila, that would be his worst result yet, and that would really give a shot to Fam. But there's still 26 laps to go. I think the more important part is looking at the best laps. Nick, with the 41.350,
Okay.
is now more than 0.1 ahead in best laps. He would be gaining 6 points for that. He's in the top 5 when it comes to points gain. The thing had a crash, I believe, on the bottom right of your screen, but Lampert is only 15 meters or about that away from the top 3. So he's on a bit of a comeback, and as you said, very quietly. And this would also be his best performance, I think. And Frost and Kila are also not having a bad race. Especially Kila, who's having the best race of the season yet, but he does have a bit of crash. He will still give it... he still won't give in, for sure. So Lampard will have to take it away with force. Frost did a personal best in the previous lap, and he's second on the best lap leaderboard. So that's an important development, and as Kila made a mistake, Frost is getting a bit further away, and Fam also made a personal best now, which puts him on 4th regarding best laps. And we have a Zyno versus Lopesca fight for 11th, and I can see who's the one lagging now. It is Zyno. He is ghosting, so it shouldn't cause issues for the rest of the field, but I'm not sure he'll be able to stay connected until the end of this race. Sting did a personal best as well, and that's ahead of Fam. Oh. I hope that wasn't too loud.
It wasn't.
Okay, so Lopesca and Zyno are in a fight, but I don't think Lopesca knows where Zyno exactly is because of the ghosting, so...
Maybe Frost feels like this is an unrecoverable gap. If Famous just keeps racing like he is, it's almost 200 meters. So maybe Frost is taking it a bit riskier, trying to get those best lap times to steal the points away. And he's succeeding.
And he'll need more now because Sting is a 41.256, easily taking away the best lap lead. And he's also closing in on Nick and G, so Sting could be having a bit of a recovery, although it's more damage control at this point, because compared to his previous results, this race has not been going well for him.
Yeah, I feel like... Yeah, go
Sting overtakes G, who has crashed on the exit of the roulette.
It's got to be pretty intimidating here to know that Lampert has really just been inching away, getting ever closer, and the roulette jump of death has claimed another victim.
That's unfortunate for Lampard. He's been having a great consistency until that point. But we also have another fight going between Nick, Sting, G, and Una. It's a 4-way fight. They are all separated by about 10 meters each. Who is fairly close to Nick as well. Let's see, a single mistake could cost you about 3 positions in this fight. There is another person with ghosting issues at the moment. It's Lampard.
Oh, okay.
It's Lampard, who...
Wow.
Seems like his whole
He's
intent
done.
is gone, and...
He's done. But look at the positions here. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Oh my goodness.
So as Lampard is getting disconnected anytime now, I think, G and Sting are side by side going into this turn, and you can't really do that well on this ramp, but Sting is also attacking Nick for possibly 4th position, unless a miracle happens for Lampard. So still not disconnected, but he doesn't seem like he has any input at this point. And the 4 of them are very close together. G will be sliding out. Sting, One, and Nick will be in a 3-way fight now, and Kila is also on the back of Frost.
Yeah.
Frost must have made a mistake. Sting messed up as well because, of course, roulette. But yeah, we have a 2-way fight for 2nd and a 2-way fight for 4th. let me quickly switch to the one for the top positions in the main screen, and the bottom one will be showing the other fight, the one between One and Nick. One is now forced, although that did take a disconnection from Lampard, who has Frost with a crash.
Yeah.
So Killer up to second, and Frost is 20 meters behind. The Killer crashes on the final turn, and Frost will be closing in. Power it is a lap down, so he's not in this fight, but he might be a bit. He might not be having his best time here between these two fighting players who keep crashing. And also we have One versus Nick. What I was gonna say is that it did take a Lampard disconnection for One to get up to fourth. And this is not even the first time Lampard has disconnected in a race. He also couldn't finish the first race on Titanic. I think Zyno's missing from the leaderboard. Oh, One has crashed, so Nick is now fourth.
Oh my god. Continue.
Zyno's missing from the leaderboard. I'm not sure if he is disconnected. We're gonna check that. So that is Tova.
Lampert's in the chat. We're so sorry, buddy. You were racing like a king there in that fourth place. Hate to see that happen, but Kilobaris is got the second place. I mean, we haven't seen Kilobaris be able to do this in a race before, I don't think. But he's really, really doing it here. Now, it has taken quite a few deaths to the roulette machine for Frost for this to happen, but I mean, we saw it again last lap. He just cannot seem to figure out how to exit this roulette table.
So the thing is, Zyno is still in this race, but I think because of Lampard's disconnection and Zyno's lagging, it somehow isn't showing him anymore. So don't worry about Zyno yet. He's in the lobby at the moment. What we are looking at on the bottom right is G, though. They have similar skins, but that yellow car belongs to G, who is 40 meters behind One, who has lost 2 positions while we were busy with Frost and Keela and the disconnection of Lampard. And Sting was a bit closer for Nick for a second there, and he did do another 41-2 that's even better. I think he's going for those at the moment. I wonder if he has some kind of a time trial finish, but I don't think there is one on this track.
Now, would you see the roulette jump from Kilobaris and Frost? Nothing major going to be happening. The battle continues, and Kilobaris is out into the gold! Getting distracted by the glimmering gold pieces there. Yeah, One has got to stay turned on here. He can keep racing a couple people. He's got Sting as well as Nick that he could potentially catch, but he could also be caught by G. So he needs to be fully aware of everything going on. Staying consistent, G does wreck out. So that is going to give One a bit more of a buffer zone.
But, Sting with a crash, so One is up to 5th. Nick is ahead of him, but he still has to pay attention to behind, because Stingox is not that far, and he can be threatening when looked from a rearview mirror. So One will definitely not want that side behind him. I don't know if he will... Oh, and in fact Sting crashed. So G is right behind Sting now. One gets a breathing room, and G has crashed as well on the exit of the cart section.
Yeah, that's been a trouble area for G. Does wreck there once again, unfortunately. Now, Frost and Kilobaris, the battle for second and third, it has had the heat turned down for a bit, and it's staying pretty close, which is actually a good thing for Kilobaris, because I'd say he's been the more consistent driver, so if he can stay nearby and wait for Frost to get claimed by the roulette machine of death, then that'll be a perfect scenario for him.
On the other hand, One has crashed on the roulette, so Sting is back ahead. That did not last that long, and Nick is feeling a bit of safety, possibly for the first time in this race. Zyno is ghosting still, but he's still in the lobby, so there's some kind of internet magic keeping him in. Fam can either win in a dominant fashion or finish 5th in this season, it seems. It does have a better best lap than Frost now, so that's also important.
Right, yeah, I just noticed that as well. Small margin, but it doesn't matter how small the margin is as long as it's faster. In
Yeah.
the meat, yeah.
We are looking at Kila on the bottom right. If you were wondering, Kila Buttersway is third and is behind Frost, but Frost has been gaining a bit of ground on a with a slight crash. You were saying?
Yeah, Kilobaris had a minor wreck as well, but he didn't get spun out or anything. Oh, going to be having a larger one, and that number going to be going up to about 80. That the amount of meters that Kilobaris is behind Frost. So Carrier's position here only has a couple laps left.
Yeah, Nick has also crashed about a lap or two ago because now Sting is on the back of him. So I said he was safe. Well, he was safe until he had a huge crash. And now he could be chased down by Sting and One, but Sting with a mistake now. So One is on, well, not on the back of Sting really, but is definitely seeing him. And it's about 10 meters, so One could be making something happen here. He does have decent pace, although Sting has the best lap of the race. So pace should be going to Sting's advantage, but consistency is still important in these last 4 laps.
Sting losing a bit of speed, tapping one of those machines from the look of things. And One in that rear view, undeniably close. But he wrecks at the end of the cards. And that's usually G's spot. But unintentional play on words. But G is going to be approaching One at this point.
Yeah, so G probably didn't mind on crashing at the spot where he usually crashes because now he's seeing him and he could be attacking for 6 in his final 3 laps of the race. We're really closing in on the end. Let's take a quick look at how many points they would gain. Oh, One with a crash in the meantime, so G goes by to 6. But it's not over, and the card section is survived by both, although One almost died on that. Fan would be gaining 28 points, that's really good for him. Frost 22, so that's about 6 points of difference between them after this race. But G is gonna crash on the exit of the roulette again, there's still 2 laps.
Racing!
It's not over yet, it's not over yet. And G knows that, but Ganesh is 300 meters behind, so he doesn't have to worry about that. Although G... Oh, he did stop racing, for real?
For a little bit.
That's half a rage quit from G. He still stayed in the lobby, but he kind of gave up on the fight between him and One. So the only possible overtake in this area of the field is Nick versus Sting versus One. Kila losing a bunch of ground in the meantime, so let's not be looking at the points. Let's be looking at Kila, and also Sting and Nick are a bit closer together. One possibly closing in as well. He now doesn't feel the pressure of G behind him, so that's possibly good news for him. And Sting is only 40 meters behind Nick. Fam, in the meantime, winning the race, which we didn't even see because there's still possible action coming up in other parts of the field, but Fam does win, and that's gonna be good for his point situation. But Frost does finish second, which is decent enough for him in his situation. Kila looks like he will be finishing third, Nick fourth, Sting fifth. There's not gonna be any positional changes here. One closes 6th position in the middle of the track, but Zyno will be finishing, will be looking at it after the race, I think. I say this rather as race control than as a commentator, because he might have gained an advantage, we'll ask Zyno about it, and we'll see if it affected him in any way and if gained advantage from that. Lopesca will be finishing 11th. I think he said in the chat before the race that he hasn't prepared much, but he will be finishing the race at least.
Yeah.
And we will be waiting a bit for Tova, who doesn't seem like a casino specialist.
We got some famous fans in the chat. We got some One fans in the chat. Making it hype. Huh. Oh.
Hello?
Oh, hello, Frost.
Hello.
So you finished second behind Fam, so I guess that's not good news for you. But you still got second, and I think some points for best laps as well. So how are you satisfied with this result is the question. I guess the first question.
Overall, I would say yes. I mean, it was a mixed bag, I would call this race. I realized in quali just how slow I am. Just like pure pace, I was really slow. Because when I did the 41.8, which is generally what I was doing in practice, I was like, okay, this is probably second. And then I checked the quali list, I'm like fifth or something. Because I got second out of a race like this, I am happy, yes, overall. Because I was clearly off pace here. Definitely, like, way off pace. Probably my weakest race pace-wise this season. So I am happy that I still got second, which should be enough points to still keep me in the lead of the championship. And also, Fam did not get best lap. So,
All right.
like, overall, I'm happy. I would say that the track did not favor either of us. We haven't honestly played this track a lot, neither of us. I don't think we've even played specifically in endurance here. The last time I played this track seriously was probably like 2 years ago, and we were playing Super Pro cars. Honestly, this was some of the best racing that I've experienced so far this season, because with Killa, because we actually had to do actual overtakes in the middle of the race instead of just one guy crashes, goes ahead.
Right. Right.
This was actual proper racing. I really hope it was actually caught on camera.
All right. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers, and good luck in the title fight again. Nikon here with us.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. I know you didn't really want to race it before the event. So how do you feel about it?
Well, I'm satisfied with my result, and I had a ton of fun with other guys in the voice chat, so it wasn't that bad. But collision issues on the roller jumps were actually kind of annoying. But overall, it was really good experience. Really fun, really nice.
G-Force has even said that crossroads aren't allowed by this is. So that's, I guess, a good question to consider. But what exactly is considered bugged and what exactly is actually just really hard to pull off?
I think if my laps can't be consistent that much, it shouldn't be allowed, because I was doing like 41.7, 42.2, it wasn't consistent that much. So I don't think tracks like this should be allowed, especially if you can count potential collision bugs or something.
Like, you were pretty much off of our radar for most of the race, and then all of a sudden you're in fourth, and we were like, how did that happen? So that's
I also had that thought. what the hell is happening?
Yeah.
Also, I'm really sorry for Lamp, because he had a really good place in this race.
He really did.
Whenever I see someone disconnects, I feel their pain. I had that too many times, man.
Right.
It sucks.
Really a shame about Lampard. And thank you for the interview.
Thank you for inviting me here, guys.
Have fun on your vacation, and good luck in the final race if you can join that.
Thank you. Good luck in the next stream.
Yeah, that was Frost and Nick talking to us, who finished second and fourth respectively. We have 2 rounds of the RVEC left. They will both be broadcasted on Sundays at 18 UTC. So do tune in for those. And I think that's it. So thanks for tuning in. Saturday, Revolt Cash Cup. Sunday, next round of RVEC. See you there, hopefully.